Welcome back to Red Hawk Media. This is where we left off yesterday, or the last episode. So to begin with, just to recap, we went with one of our templates, or one of our blank pages, and chose a kind of pre-set up page. This example that I'm showing you right now is the example of the header, the 3 columns, and the footer. You can see the footer at the bottom there, and our 1, 2, 3 columns. Now the other choice was the header with 1 column and a footer. Either way, the stuff that we are going to be doing today will apply to each of those formats. So far, you should also have your header in, which we created from scratch. It's 960 pixels in width, and then anywhere from 90 to 150 pixels in height. Okay, and we've already added that back into our code over here. In fact, if we scroll down and we look for the header in particular over here, we'll see the image source tag for that. So here's my body, here's the first container, here's the header, and there's the image source. And you can see I made sure that it was exactly 150 by 960 here. Okay, so that's all added in. That's where we left off yesterday. Now for today, the first thing that we really want to get going with is we want to get a menu in here. We want to make this website a little bit more functional. We're not sure exactly how many pages or what pages we're going to put on yet. We just know that we're going to need a menu. And we're going to do something a little bit more than just these quick access links on the side here. We're going to actually add in a menu created in CSS that has drop-down features to it. So let's get started. Okay. First part is we're going to actually go to a website that is called CSS Menu Maker. And let me back up here to the original page. Here's the home page. Okay, again, that is CSS MenuMaker.com. And they've got a great site here. It's been around for quite a while. And they've got all these pre-made menus that are on here with all the designing and all the style sheets and everything that you would need. Okay, the example I'm going to show you is this particular one. Okay, where it's got the gray, dark gray, black background here, and then it's got the drop downs for the different things. You can see that it's even got drop downs to the drop downs, so it's like sub drop down menu here. Alright, pretty simple one to work with. You can use any one of these, and pretty much the steps are going to be almost exactly the same here. Okay, so let me walk you through the project here. First, I'm going to click on the one that I like, which happens to be this. Okay, and now it gives me an example of it, so you can sample it here, make sure everything is the way you want it. We're not going to click on Dreamweaver even though we're using that. We're going to just click on the source zip. Once I click on that, you're going to see that it downloaded it. I can go into my downloads now, and I can actually drag that folder out onto my desktop. I've already done that. It's over here. If we take a look at the contents of the folder, this is what we've got. We've got an index page, and we've got 2 other files that are in here, a script and a style sheet. Okay, we're going to be using the index page to actually get some information from. Okay, now I've got these already opened up in Dreamweaver. Before we go to Dreamweaver though, let's save ourselves some time, and let's go ahead and just highlight both of these with a quick shift click. And I'm going to right click on it and copy these 2 items, like so. And then I'm going to go over to my root folder. This is the one that starts with the number that is the hour that you're in, your 3 initials, and then your last, or the year. Okay, so I go over there. You'll see that I've already pasted in those 2 things into my folder here. So once we've got those in there, we are ready to move over to Dreamweaver. I'm going to go ahead and close that up. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and right-click on this and go Open With, and then Dreamweaver. Okay, I've already got mine open, so I'm going to switch over to Dreamweaver here. There we go. So here's my page, and actually I don't have that open, so let me switch back over to that here really quick. Like, go here, open with, and open with Dreamweaver. There we go, and it opened up a second tab now. So here's my page, and then here's the new tab that it opened. Here's the menu as it's showing up in the split design. I've got my code, and then I've got the designer feature over here. And we're going to, as I said at the very beginning of this whole unit, we're going to beg, borrow, and steal. So now we're going to go ahead and grab some stuff that we need out of here and paste it into our web page. The first of which is going to be the scripts and the style sheet. Now they did all this coding for us. They made it nice and neat and easy for us to grab this. So we're going to grab these 3 lines. You're going to have a link. That's this first line here. That's to your style sheet. And then you're going to have a script which tells everything how to behave, the actions, pretty much what'll happen when you click on the different items. Okay, and then we have another script here also. Okay, and those are JavaScripts. So we go ahead and highlight those. Okay, we go ahead and copy them, Command C, switch over to our other view, and we're going to put them in exactly the same spot that they were in before. I've already added, actually I took mine out here, so I'm going to go just before my title, which I guess I should give my website a title here before I do anything here. Red Hawk Media, there we go. Alright, and now before the title, I'm going to go ahead and Command V, paste those items in there. There we have it. Now, let's go back to the other tab again. We're going to grab a few more items, and then I'm going to have to very carefully explain where you're going to paste these in. We are going to grab what is known as the div ID, or the div container that says CSS Menu. Now, in here, you'll notice that it's got an unordered list, which has got all the things that show up in the menu. You've got your home button, products, you've got the sub-menus, product 1, sub-menu, which is sub-product. Okay, and then you got product 2, the sub-products for that. We've got our about button, and then the contact button. So it gives you a basic format for how to structure this whole menu. Let's go ahead and copy that. Then we're going to switch over to the other tab. And here's the tricky part. We're going to scroll down through all of this style stuff that's here. So we got the body styling, headers, image styling, links, all that, until we see the actual body tag. Then we'll know where to the actual website. Okay? So once we get down here, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the structure of our website. Now, if you did the 3-column one, you have to look at the different div classes here. So the first one that you get to inside of the container, so you got the big overall container, and then inside of there, the first one you get to is the sidebar. We don't want to put the menu in there. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. It says end sidebar right here. So I know that the next one is the content area, which is this white main area. Now, if you have only one main column that's in the middle, you don't have these 2 extra ones on the side here, you're going to just jump to this right away, which should be like one of the first things after the container tag. Okay, now what I'm going to do is actually, now that I've got that all figured out, and I'm sorry I've spent all that time pointing all that out, because actually we're going to go up to the header. Okay, I want my menu to stretch from the bottom of the header all the way across to the other side, but I don't want it to be broken up by all of the different columns that are in here. So I'm actually going to put my menu at the bottom of my header. So I'm going to go in to the header, and you can see div class header. There's my image. Right, this is all the information for the image. This is where my link closes up to. All right, and then I'm going to hit enter after that. All right, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hit Command V to paste in all that stuff that I copied from the other one. All right, and now it should say div ID, CSS menu, and all this other gibberish in here. Okay, so we're all set at this point. We've got everything in there, and we've got the end header. Everything looks good. So this is everything that we just added in right there. Okay, let's go ahead and take a preview of what this looks like. If you just click back over to the design side of things, it'll update it really quick, and we can see now I've got my header. Just below the header, I've got my menu, and then I've got my 3 columns, left column, content column, and then the right column. Okay, now what I can start doing is I can start going into these different items, and I can actually change the names of them that are going to fit my particular website. Now, home is standard. We're going to keep home. Home is always the first button that you come to. You want it to be accessible because the whole idea of a website is to keep people on your website. You don't want to have them going away from your website. You want to keep them there because that's how you can make your money, so to speak, if it's for a business, or that's how you can build interest, all that. So, just show you how easy it is to go in and change these things. I can go back over to the code side here, and where it says products, I can go ahead and change that to like about me. Alright, and we've got that updated. Okay, maybe I don't like just contact. I want something more specific. Maybe I want contact RHM. Okay, maybe for the about one, I've got, since this is for a class, it's kind of a portfolio. It is short showcasing what you've come up with. You could say my projects or something like that. Okay, that would be one way to do it. There's going to be a number of different ways that people will organize these depending on what you want to do. My projects would actually, About Me, it's got the submenu in it, so let's make that my projects. And then instead of product 1 for the first one, let's say that these are all my Photoshop projects. Okay, and then one specific one that I would want to show people is maybe the zombie one that I worked on. Okay, and maybe the homecoming poster. Okay, second area that I would want, instead of Photoshop, let's say I'm gonna have all my GarageBand projects in there, and maybe I got my radio show, and maybe I have some of my ringtones that we created in there. You get the idea. Okay, so now I can come over here. Now I'm not seeing any of the drop downs on here. Probably should change that second My Projects one to go back to About. There we go. Alright, so now if I want to see this kind of in action as it actually is, okay, I can hit live. And then it's going to bring it up and it's going to make this menu actually functional. So again, all I did is I just clicked on live, I kept the split view on, and I go over here and I can now see all the stuff. Photoshop, the zombie project, the homecoming one, GarageBand, radio show, and the ringtones. Now these are linkless. They are going to nowhere right now, because if we look back over in the code, here's my link before the Photoshop one. And since I haven't created this page yet, I haven't got a URL in there. So that'd be the next thing. Starting tomorrow, we'll start working on adding those extra pages on and show you how that process works. Okay? For now, get your menu all customized to the way you want, get your website organized. You can go in at any time, start working on the content here, start changing up the wording and adding things. But that's all we're going to cover today. Thank you for joining us again with Red Hawk Media. Bye.